I've collected some amazing stuff working as an F1 photographer, but this is my absolute favourite. Have a look.
Un, deux, trois, quatre.
I want to show you around my offices in East Perth. That's where most of my F1 memorabilia collection is. Most of it's been gathered over the last 3 and a bit years while I've been photographing Formula 1, but there's a couple of pieces from the late 80s. Definitely having access to the paddock is a real plus because I've seen how long punters have to wait out the front of the paddock. Sometimes it'll be a whole day and often they'll leave with nothing. Anyway, come with me and let me show you what I've got. So I took this picture, Abu Dhabi testing, end of 2018, and then in 2019, the first couple of races, I gave it to Martin Poole, Nico's trainer. I said, could you get Nico to sign this for me? And I always ask a driver if they put a little note on there. And when I got it back several races later, I was thrilled. Making an average photographer look great, you're welcome. Love this picture. Didn't actually take it. This is my son Tyler's picture, and I saw Seb in a lounge, and I showed him this picture, and he said, oh, that's lovely. I said, look, I'll get you a copy. So the next race I rolled up, I gave one to him, I gave one to Iñaki, and I brought one for Tyler, and he gladly signed it to Tyler. Great shot, Sebastian Vettel 2018. Let me go through what I've got on this wall here. 8 pieces, starting off with Charles Leclerc. I got this signed by Charles in the Abu Dhabi paddock in 2018, but it was actually taken in Mexico. He's doing a live interview in his Sauber kit, and up behind him comes Maurizio Arrivabene and Gino Rosado. And unbeknownst to him, they twist his ears, so I get this marvellous series of shots. That to me was the best one. I ended up taking it to Charles for signing, also to Maurizio and Gino, which I've got another copy at home with all 3 signatures. I love this shot of Valtteri Bottas down here. He's coming up to the pit lane at Brazil with all the beautiful flags. Now this is on race day, and the only time I can get this shot is on race day because I need to be on the pit wall, and I can't get to the pit wall normally except for race day as the cars go out onto the grid. And that's where I got this. I got him to sign it, and I must admit, Valtteri's signature is very small, wouldn't take him long to do. 2 Red Bull drivers. Daniel Ricciardo coming out of the Monaco tunnel. This shot was taken in 2018, obviously in the Red Bull car, his last year at Red Bull. He signed it, night turns to day. But I think this one is probably an even better caption here with Max Verstappen. This was taken at Melbourne in my very first race that I shot. I love the photo. So did Max. I gave him a copy of this. He liked it because obviously his tyres are smoking up. Plus, you get the sparks behind. And I asked him to write something and he just said, I don't know what happened. This is a mini helmet signed by number 44, Lewis Hamilton. Very hard to get Lewis's autograph. You've got to be very lucky in the paddock to find him. But Lewis's physio, Angela Cullen, actually offered to get this signed by Lewis, which I'm most grateful for. And this picture here was taken in Melbourne. This is one of my favourite photos. I took it in Montreal, the great Niki Lauda looking straight at me, just a powerful look. He has a beautiful signature here, but perhaps the most elegant signature in the paddock is that of Jackie Stewart's, and he will sign almost anything you put in front of him. He's such a warm and giving man. And last year I was delighted to get this beautiful fountain pen. If you've watched my YouTube videos, and I hope you have, you probably recognise this small studio. So come in with me here because I've got 2 pieces I want to show you. This one first. If I can get the bloody thing off the wall. Jesus, that's on well. Charles Leclerc shot in the paddock at testing in Barcelona. And I waited for ages for him to come out, having lunch up in the mechanics area. I was the only photographer there. And he eventually came out, and he came towards me, and I get this series of shots, him holding up a knife and fork to me. I gave the picture to Mia, his press officer, and said, look, if he gets a chance, could you please write something nice? And he did. He wrote, you were the only one to capture this moment. Thanks for everything and for your amazing pictures, Charles. So hopefully a future world champion and a nice piece to boot. I love this picture. Pierre was doing an interview in the Brazil paddock captured him having a laugh. I think I was the only photographer around at the time. Anyway, I dropped it off to him later and he signed it. And once again, I asked him to do a little comment, which he did. The team was trying to make me say a speech that didn't have any sense. Brazil 18, and he signed it Gasly number 10. But then I got a second comment and a second signature down the bottom. You were good at capturing special moments, Pierre. So I've got Pierre down the bottom and I've got Gasly up the top. I'm really happy about that. And just quickly, let me show you. This is the man that does a lot of my graphics. If you've seen my YouTube channel, all those graphics are done by this man, Nichols from Colombia. Thank you, Nichols.
You're welcome.
All the other pieces we've looked at have been signed in the last 3 or so years. This one dates back to 1994. I did actually suggest it was in the 80s in the intro, but it's not. It's actually the 14th of November, 1994. Michael Schumacher had a win on the Sunday. Monday morning, I'm sitting in the lounge at the airport waiting to fly out. In he comes. I get him to sign the front page of the Adelaide Advertiser. But come this way.
1, 2.
But on that day, I'm actually wearing this shirt, which is a Benetton team shirt, Michael's team. So I take the shirt off, I go over to Michael, wait till he's finished his phone call, and I ask him politely to sign it, which he does. So I end up with this shirt signed by the 1994 World Formula One champion. While I've got plenty of photographs autographed, I've also got some quirky stuff. This is a beautiful piece I got at the Japanese Grand Prix. It's done by Akio Kuketsu, an anime artist in Japan. And he gave these to the Red Bull people, but he had a few left over. So he said, do you want them? And I said, yes. So I got Daniel to sign it, I got Max to sign it, and then I had to bring it back on a train and a plane all the way back to Australia. But the year after I got Michael Schumacher's autograph, I'm back in Adelaide for the Adelaide Grand Prix, having dinner on the Saturday night at La Casalinga restaurant, and in walks Johnny Herbert, Damon Hill, Jackie Stewart, and ex-Beatle George Harrison. What a night. So I race into town, I buy one of these Adelaide, the grand finale posters, I race back and I waited until the guys had had dinner because so many people were going up and interrupting them while they were eating, and all those people were just being turned away. I waited outside the restaurant, and as the 4 guys came out, I said, got a quick sec, gentlemen, quick signature? No problem at all. All the people in the restaurant were looking at these guys leaving, and they're all going, unbelievable, he gets the autograph. And it's here in my office. Okay, so come with me. I want to show you Kimi Räikkönen's signature because it's really... Hey, come with me. Here's Kimi Räikkönen coming over the crest in Austin with the tower in the background, and a very simple signature from Kimi. So you've seen a lot of my stuff that I've had drivers autograph. This picture here is interesting because I actually arranged for this publicity stunt with this lady wearing a tyre bikini made from Barago model car tyres with Pedro de la Rosa and Jos Verstappen, Max Verstappen's dad. In fact, perhaps I should take this along to a GP next year and get Jos to sign it for me because he's at races often. I actually handmade this particular outfit. Anyway, it's scrubbed up pretty well. Of course, these are my company logos, messages on hold, along with Barago, who made the tyres, and another sponsor, Britain's Menswear in Perth, who paid some money to be on there. This is the boardroom at Messages on Hold, and a lovely pair of shorts signed by Muhammad Ali. Now, my Indian followers on Instagram, and I have lots of them, you will love this picture, signed by Shane Warne, Donald Bradman, and Sachin Tendulkar. Americans, you'll have no idea about that, but Indians and Australians, I had Shane sign this on the back. What an amazing day. Don wanted to meet me and Sachin on his 90th birthday. We spent 3 hours talking about the game and what his thoughts were. Spelt wrongly. Great day, keep spinning, Shane Warne. Shane has the most beautiful handwriting. So he's a very famous Australian cricketer. Elvis Presley, a piece signed going back to the 60s. One of my greatest pieces here, the Beatles, all 4 of them signed back in the 60s. This is actually the personal copy of the program from the promoter of the event, Ken Brodziak. Come on through and watch this chair. Mick Jagger, ticket, concert going back 1995. Many of you will recognise these 2 gentlemen. They rented one of my houses at one point. Jeremy Clarkson, James May with my 2 boys. This is Australian cricketing great Donald Bradman. We saw him earlier. And the final piece in my boardroom, A shirt worn by Shane Warne for some promotion we did with him going back in 2005. Nice picture, and of course, to all at MO8s, thanks for your support and friendship. Keep spinning, warning. And the final piece I'll show you is quite sentimental to me. This is the very first year I shot F1. I did all races, and this is every media pass from all of the 20 races in the 2017 season. And it's laid over the top of the start-finishing line at the Montreal circuit. Hey, we've come to the end of the video. If you're an autograph hunter, I'm sure you would have enjoyed it. And if you have, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'd love you to join as a member. You'll find my F1 photo books great Christmas presents. Get them at kimillman.com. I'll send them almost anywhere in the world. You can download my images at prostarpics.com. And for my best pics and stories, head to Instagram at Kim Illman. Thanks for watching, and stay passionate. I've got no idea what to say.